Hello, punters, and hello, Michael Sharkie.
Hello, Jake the Snake. How are you, mate?
I'm very well, thank you, mate.
Thanks for joining me.
it's my pleasure. We're smack bang in the middle of the Royal Ascot Festival.
Smack bang.
As we speak. I know you've had a fair bit of success over the past few days, so I'll ask you your opinion on the big meeting on Saturday where some Australians feature in the Golden Jubilee Stakes.
The Goju.
Before we get cracking on that, let's catch up with Nat and get all the latest news of the turf. Hi, Nat.
Hi boys. Aussie sprinters have disappointed at Royal Ascot on Tuesday, with both Nakoni and Gold Trail running unplaced in the King's Stand Stakes. Nakoni, the second favourite, finished in 4th place after missing the start, while Gold Trail dropped back to 10th after sharing the early lead. Star mare Hortensia's Spring Carnival is in doubt after a nasty cut was found on her leg. The leg injury has forced Hortensia out of the Group 1 Winter Stakes at Eagle Farm on Saturday week and has set back her preparation for Melbourne's Spring Carnival. And that's all the latest racing news for now. Back to you guys.
Mick, Nat raised the point, or mentioned Nakoni and Gold Trail. Pretty disappointing, I thought.
He's a little bit fuzzy, Nakoni, wasn't he? Much like your chin at the moment.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Anything else on that subject?
No, nothing else, no.
Gold Trail was dreadful. Gary Portelli was kidding himself. Well,
Yeah,
he was just going for the holiday, I think.
Yeah, I think he was.
That was
yeah,
just,
pretty much, yeah.
Equiano,
It was a paid holiday.
Yeah, that's right. Equiano was very impressive and made mincemeat of Gold Trail. Nakoni sort of stayed on a bit towards the end, but probably did his chances a bit of harm by missing the kick slightly. The Golden Jubilee, there's a few horses from Tuesday's King's Stand backing up in the Golden Jubilee. Don't have the final field just yet, but just to give you an idea of the top few in the anti-post market, we have Showcasing at $6.20 on Betfair, Star Spangled Banner, the former Aussie, now at Coolmore at $8. Happy Zero from Hong Kong, $9.20. I think you like him,
Oh,
don't
yes.
you? Kinsale King, $9.20, and Fleeting Spirit, $9.60, who was the July Cup winner from last year. The Australians in the race, or the Australian in the race, is Alberta, who's $28, and Fravashi's another former Aussie, who's $40. From the Godolphin Yard. Mick, talk us through your fancied runners in the Golden Jubilee.
At the moment, I think in this market we have in front of us right now, Happy Zero is tremendous value at about $9 a tick over.
The Honkers horse?
Yeah, I think 1,400 metres is probably his go, but a strong run 12 up the hill at Ascot will probably feel like 1,400 to most of these, so I think he's ideally placed here, as long as he's travelled okay.
Okay, I like Fleeting Spirit, I think. She's first up, hasn't run since last year, however has had only the three campaigns and has either won or run second in first up in all three of those campaigns. So Fleeting Spirit for me, I think $9.60 represents good value there.
Probably still getting value about Showcasing too at $6.20. It was a massive run first up.
Yeah, needless to say, as was the case on Tuesday, you're going to get the best value at Betfair on these international races. Quickly, the Australian runners, Alberta, any chance?
No, absolute Alberta the Blurter.
Like a holiday, like Gold Trail for the Arrowfield team.
Indeed.
And what of Fravashi, the former Aussie who's been racing in Dubai?
He could run a cheeky race. Yeah.
Okay.
Back on the turf, on a straight track, he might go quite well.
Each way value at $40?
Most definitely.
It'd be remiss of us discussing Ascot and not talking about the win of Goldacova on Tuesday, the world's best turf horse, arguably.
Most definitely, I would have thought, yeah.
You know,
and juicy odds too.
She was matched at $41 in the run on Betfair.
Wow.
So there's further evidence for you to bet on Betfair. Back at home, Mick, the Ipswich Cup meeting is probably the feature meeting in Australia.
Not quite Royal Ascot though, is it?
No, not quite. Royal Ipswich. You've hung.
Queens will get along there, do you reckon?
I doubt it. Not in Ipswich.
Oh,
No, they're not welcome in Ipswich. You've hung it on me quite regularly lately for saying that this is my favourite race.
Don't say it.
No, I'm not going to, about the Ipswich Cup. I don't have, again, final field for this just at this stage. We've only just received acceptances, but the likes of Borghurst, most of these runners were dreadful runs in the Brisbane Cup last week. Yep. A mate of mine who had a lot of success on Borghurst sort of in the spring and previously calls Borghurst the fire in his loins. Interesting.
Don't know about that.
Yeah.
Let's get a little bit carried away there, I think.
I like Al Lucas in this race.
Yeah,
has
Lucas.
some really good form, and he's the sort of up-and-comer, I think, and avoided the Brisbane Cup to come through this. Good winner last start and good form behind Rothsay the start before that, who's came out and won by about 20 lengths last week.
Full Monty is the only danger.
Full Monty the only danger there. The Ipswich, the Eyeliner Stakes is the other feature at Ipswich. 14 horse field, 10 of them are on the minimum, which I think indicates it's probably a weak
race.
Yeah, your tip there?
I think Adrenaline probably beats those.
I think Prince Brayman for me. I think we should also mention at Betfair Park on Saturday we have the Australian Hurdle and Australian Steeple.
Jumping extravaganza.
Yeah, the two Aquanita horses, Black and Bent and Summerbent, will meet in the hurdle. Summerbent's got his ticket to ride. Black and Bent's been in sensational form on the flat. This is probably a two-horse war for mine.
Indeed.
You like either one on top?
Wouldn't it be a great sign if they both cleared out over the last and probably Black and Bent would have the better of his older half-brother on the flat, I would have thought.
Yeah, absolutely. But best of luck to the White Knight of Jumps Racing, Mark Simons, and the team from Aquanita. Mick, we'll get your best bet from the weekend, which I suspect may come from Royal Ascot in a sec, but we'll get Nat's Betfair Big Spruik first. Over to you, Nat.
The Betfair
Big Spruik.
Okay, boys, if I'm going to be honest, I'm not really sure if I like the look of any of the fields this week, but I'm going to go with a former Betfair Spruik, and that is Star Spangled Banner in the Golden Jubilee at Royal Ascot. So if you recall, I like the name, and I just think you've got to stick with the Aussies. So Star Spangled Banner for mine. Good
on you, Nat, for tipping the expat, the Aussie expat. Do you think he's got any chance, Star Spangled Banner?
Aidan O'Brien isn't exactly flying there this week, which is my concern.
Ran okay in his first start in Europe, I thought. Ran fourth.
He's a good horse, but the stable, the form of the stable worries me a little.
Yeah. In the mile, the Queen Anne, Rip Van Winkle, he was very disappointing. But hopefully Star Spangled Banner can improve on that performance. Mick, what's your bet for Big Spruik for this week?
My best bet of the week is that you won't be allowed through customs in Thailand if you don't have a shave before next week. But other than that, don't know if we've got a market for that. But other than that, I think Happy Zero in the Goju is probably my best at about $9. I think you can load up there each way.
Okay, that was a interesting segue from you there.
Do I know?
The Goju, is that your...
The Goju,
the Goju Stakes. Very good. I'm also going to tip something in the Goju Stakes. Fleeting Spirit for me. I think, assuming she's wound up sufficiently, I would imagine that the July Cup, the race she won last year, would be her main target. But I think she's good enough to win. At Ipswich as well, I think our Lucas is probably not a good thing, but I think he's probably the most likely horse to win the Ipswich Cup. Mick, I won't see you for a few weeks, but Godspeed in my absence.
Happy trails, Jackie boy.
Yeah, and thanks to Nat as well, and I'll catch up with everyone in a few weeks' time. Adios.